We are live. Welcome, everyone. We're excited to be on tonight. Yes. This is something that I enjoy doing and that I don't get to do as often as I would like. But we are here. Make sure everything is connected. There it is. You can hear me. If you want to join this live stream, you are welcome to. I'm sending you the link. It's in the chat. So yes, there we are. I'm just giving it a few minutes so that everyone can get involved if you would like to. So today I want to talk about grounding. How's everyone feeling out there? Today I had a day full of counseling, and thematically, everyone presented issues with feeling ungrounded, meaning they felt anxious, overwhelmed, stressed, depressed. All these emotions are telling your system, your body, that you are out of alignment and that you're not at your core version of yourself, that you're not calm, that you're not grounded. So yes, let's talk about being grounded. I got all my little tools here. I got cards. I got my smell goods. I want to talk about all these items that I use to stay grounded. So yeah, we're just waiting for a few people to join us. Please leave a message. I'm using this new streaming service, so I want to see how it works. So if you guys have something to say, I definitely would like to see your comments so that I can determine how this is working out. All right. So let's see here. So make sure it's working. Yeah, it's working. All right. So yes, let's talk about it. So grounding, what grounding does is it gets you out your head and back into your body. When we are stressed, depressed, all these emotions, it's because we're all in our thoughts and we're not thinking about our body. We're not present in the here and now moment. See, that's the missing piece. If you can find ways to say, later for what I got to do tomorrow, later for what happened to me a few hours ago, right here, right now, what do I have? So, right here, right now, you have your senses. Whatever you can sense in your environment, what can you taste? What can you see? What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you feel? All these things will help you reacclimate and get grounded. So, what types of things do you do to stay grounded? Is the question. So, I want to talk about a few items that I have here with me. I was on Instagram earlier. So, if you're not following us on Instagram, please do so at Myers Life Coach on Instagram. So, I go live on there more often because the platform is a lot more interactive. You can invite people into the room. It's a lot easier to do so. A lot of the other platforms are starting to do these things now, but yes, I'm more active on Instagram as far as live sessions go. So if you're interested in more content, check it out. But yes, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So let me just show you a few items. I love candles. There it is. This is one of my candles that I use for stress relief. I love Bath and Body Works candles as well, but whatever I can find. This one here is a vegan soy wax blend and it's infused with essential oils. So I like essential oils. I like to use smelly lotions and fragrances. I don't know if you don't like that or have other medical issues where that doesn't work for you. By all means, do what's best for your body. But this is what I like for my body. So I like to, you know, scents and smells help ground me. It brings me back into the moment. So I'm not worried about what bill I got to pay, who I got to see, where I got to be, what's next. So what else helps me get grounded? What else do I have up here? I like lip gloss. That helps. I like crystals. So I'll talk about some of my crystals. All right, so here's one of them. This is my citrine crystal. Whenever I'm worried about money, I grab a piece of citrine because this helps me refocus my energies. You know, crystals are ways of moving energy in and out the body. So when you have your citrine, you know, this is a great tool for, you know, helping you with finances and those things. So, you know, affirm it. Affirm that positive energy into your life. Affirm what you know is in alignment with you. So I know that I deserve wealth and I know that I'm abundant. I know I am the abundance because the energy that created the world is within me. So if that energy that created the world is within my cells and my soul signature, then why can't I have what I want? So if I want more money in my account, why can't I have that? I can because I deserve it. So citrine, right? And then we got Carnelian. This is a significant stone because Egyptian culture, this was very important for them as it wards off negative energy. It's a very grounding stone for your root, you know, for security and basic needs, survival. You know, this is a great stone for moving negative energy out as it aligns to those things and back in. So we got that. We got Aquamarine. You can come on in, come join us if you'd like. So the source. Yeah. So anyway, here we got Aquamarine. This is I'm out the camera. Whoa, I'm dropping it. This is cool because um it's calming, it's relaxing, it's balance. It's if you think of water, how do you feel when you look at water? You know, that's why I love this aquamarine because it's definitely symbolic of that. All right. Let's see what else we got. Clear quartz. This is a point. I use this for healing. If there's any like chronic pain or any issues within my body, I love to use this stone because it helps you focus that energy. So energy from above and below. It's a great way of focusing that energy and concentrating it in a certain area that needs clearing. So clear quartz helps clear that negative energy out of your cells, right? And then we got rose quartz. That's from the heart. So if you're dealing with any issues regarding a heartbreak or maybe grief or loss, this is a very compassionate, nurturing, warm, loving stone. So it helps with that. I wear a lot of that too, a lot of warm rose quartz. Because that's something that I don't want to ever lose sight of is compassion, especially with my line of work. And even in these, if there's nothing I can get a hold of, I can always grab my necklace. So does anyone out there wear any jewelry or stones? Because that can be very helpful to you to ground. Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about getting out all of this back into our bodies. Right? What else I got over here? I got, oh, this one here. This is obsidian. This is good for like if there's, it's a protection stone. If there's negative energy, if things are feeling unbalanced, if there's too much, we all have feminine and masculine energy. You know, rose quartz is a very feminine stone. This is a very masculine stone. So the obsidian is there for, you know, denser energies, more linear, more authoritative. So this can help if you're feeling imbalanced in those ways. So I got my obsidian, and then another stone that's similar to the obsidian but way more powerful is shungite. So this is my shungite pyramid. They say that this can um, ward off negative energy in a whole room. It's very powerful, the energy that it projects outward. So that's my shungite pyramid. It's a beautiful stone. What else do I have up here to share? I have this thing here. You guys seen one of these at the club when you're trying to get in and they counting? They sizing you up, checking out what you're wearing, seeing if you're gonna let you in. Little counter. I use this because it helps me um, refocus my thoughts. You know, if you're stressed, 99% of the times it's because of what you're thinking about that's got you stressed. So, anybody out there got any comments? You know, what are your thoughts about this? You got any questions for me? Would you like to join? The link's in the chat in the description, but I can also email it to you if you want to join this discussion or have questions. But okay, back to this thing. So this here I use to redirect my thoughts. So if I'm spiraling, because we all spiral at times, and those negative thoughts are gaining momentum, I use this to help me redirect those thoughts so I can click it so it counts. You know, so just think about it. Oh, this is the worst thing ever. Oh, here he is. This is the worst thing ever, and everybody's out to get me, and nothing ever good happens, and oh, the momentum. So I use this to redirect that. So, you know what? Everything is working out for me, and it's getting better and better. And I may not have all the answers, but they're coming to me, and I'm learning more and more every day. You see? And you just keep going until you get to at least 21. And that helps you immediately refocus so you can hold the vibration you want to hold, not the vibration of lack, fear, rejection, shame, guilt, abandonment, all these things. What up, Dory? I see you out there. You like my pyramid, don't you? I'm going to send you one.
Shungite.
Yeah. So what do you guys think out there? Any thoughts about grounding? Because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about ways to get out of our head back into our body so that we can hold our peace. What you think?
The biggest way to hold your peace is reconnect back to you. Reconnect back to love. So yes, use your crystals. Use that crystal, hold it in your hand, and just feel that peace and calm. Ground yourself, get yourself back in balance. It's very, very important to say things to yourself to redirect any negative thoughts that you may be having. That shungite pyramid that Jasmine has, oh man, it's great, to keep negative energy away.
Yes, because that's what we want to do. We want to ward off that negative energy. Yes, it's showing us our inner strengths. It's showing us our power, but it doesn't have to lead and rule over our lives and our emotions.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we know there's light because of the darkness, but we don't want to live in the darkness because we are children of the light.
So a lot of times, we can get bombarded with things that may feel real heavy and dense, and it may make us feel disconnected from our true source, which is God. So and God wants us to know that we are that love, we are that light. You know, just because we may be going through a tough time or maybe having heaviness or stress, reconnect back to Him, and He will fill our hearts with that love and that light. And that's what these crystals, that's what they represent, that love and that light, that perfection of clarity, that perfection of understanding,
Mm-hmm.
that grounding of clarity in your energy centers. So those energy centers possess energy from God that connects those things together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a chamber of light that connects you to the source.
That's beautiful. What do you guys think? It's beautiful. What else we got up here? It's my pebble. I don't know what this is, but I like it. I
Rock
know
that we
what that is.
found.
Yeah.
Well, tell them the history behind that
Well, it's from my hometown. Glen Cove, you out there? Hey,
one.
Dory. Yeah. Yeah, but this reminds me of home and it's smooth, you know. It reminds me of home. And it's from the beach. And I love the beach. So visualization, that's another great way to ground yourself. Yeah.
Also, water, floating in water
Mhm.
and just being real, real peaceful and quiet. Just like you're floating on a cloud, you're floating on a raft, and that water will connect with the water that's in your body as well. And so you'll get that floating kind of feeling, that
Mhm.
emotion. So you ever just floated in the pool or in the ocean or in the lake or in the bathtub and just float there and then feel the emotion of when your body kind of syncs up with that wave emotion of the water, and
Yeah.
then you just start floating, and then you feel weightless. You feel also limitless too. You know, so when you feel that sense of weightlessness, you're floating there, but your body and your water in your body and the water is in tune with each other.
Mm.
So those waves and those ripples are all connected. You know, so your body is balancing out through those things as well. So get in there and feel that balance.
Mhm.
Get clarity, get that understanding. Maybe that's when you pray. At those times, pray, talk to God, ask Him for clarity at those times,
Mhm.
so that way you feel fully connected.
Yes. Perfect, y'all. Perfect. Water is important.
hmm To drink and to also bathe. That's gonna cleanliness. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's
It'd
important,
be
man.
stinky.
But that water is something that is very, very important. It's used for everything. We need water to survive.
If you're
We
stressed,
all
like if any of you
70%.
suffer from panic attacks,
Mm-hmm.
water is important. Because
Mm-hmm.
water, in that moment, if you're at 100, splash some water on your face. Or take a water bottle and put the cold on your neck. Or hold an ice cube. Or take a cold shower. Or go sit under a vent. Do whatever you can. Because that water, that cool sensation, the temperature, important.
Oh man, so you mean like this? Whoosh.
Yeah, do
Just
that.
whoosh somebody with the water. That's
Just
only if
throw
they're
it at
freaking
them.
out. Just that's what they react. Redirect. You feel what I'm saying?
Because what they're cycling around in wouldn't be isn't as important as what's happening in that moment.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah. So we
So what else are some things that's like, that people may feel like ungrounded? What may make you feel ungrounded?
oh
You know?
maybe it's a bill.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a partner.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they didn't come home. Maybe they're not returning their phone calls, your phone calls. Maybe they're being distant. Maybe they're picking fights. All those things.
Mm-hmm. So that'll kind of keep you from being balanced. That'll make you feel like, okay, well, something's up. So I'm not really grounded with myself or with the things around me.
Hmm. These things happen. Yes.
So how do we redirect? Well, I'm like, man, like when stuff gets stressful or frustrating and everything, I like to just kind of like me myself personally, I like to talk it out. I like to
Yeah.
talk it out. Let's express ourselves. So that way, I try to get back to who I am as soon as possible. I try to ground myself. Hey, what can we do? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Get back to the happiness, and it's not for someone else to make you happy. It's for you to make yourself happy. But also, it's understanding that we are connected in this happiness.
Yes.
You know, so you feel what I feel. I mean, I feel what you feel. Those pains and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we're here for support from one another. So emotionally, we get involved with each other things too.
We do.
So if one feels ungrounded, then the other feels ungrounded as well, because now the relationship is not really shaky, but it is not running as smooth as you feel it should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So energy is contagious.
Hmm.
It is. You know what? If you come home upset, now your partner's upset because they feel that you're upset and they want to fix it. And then when you say, no, get away from me, you can't fix it, then they may take it seriously and personally. And now they're upset and everybody's upset. So that's how it works. Energy is contagious.
So how do you reground yourself? You
Yes.
reground yourself by, doing the things that reconnect you back to you, you know, and reconnect you back to love, reconnect you back to the source. You know.
That's right.
So at first it's finding that source of happiness, which is within yourself. You find that source of happiness within yourself, but then also you can reconnect back to not the pain of what you're feeling, but to the truth of what you're feeling. What's
Mm-hmm.
the actual fact of whatever emotions that you're feeling. What are the truths and what are fictional things that may happen or may make you upset.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So yeah, what do you guys think? It's real. You got to get grounded. You got to get out your head. Get out your head, y'all. Back in your body.
And so we do a lot of, like, say, sound healing. So with crystal
Mm-hmm.
bowls and tuning forks and things like that to help you kind of reconnect back to your center, back to your base. And those really those crystal bowls, they connect to your energy centers, which are your chakras, and they help them spin in faster rates, which help each one of those balance. So, if you don't cycle through those negative energies, then they will definitely cause pains and things like that in your body. So, a lot of people will hold a lot of, anger, frustration, things like that
Mm-hmm.
in their body, and they don't release it. So then it causes pains in their body. They have backaches and, muscle spasms, all kind of really deep seated, like heaviness in their shoulders and things like that, not things of that nature from
Mm-hmm.
worry, and then of course doubt and guilt. They will may have stomach problems and things like that from doubt and guilt. They may have sexual problems from guilt and things like that. So all of these things are located in those energy centers, which are your chakras.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so balancing,
Yeah.
keeping the balance with, like, say, crystals and things like that, because those things work identical with that frequency, with that flow of energy in your chakras. So if you use that crystal and you move it in that swirling motion, in that pattern of that golden compass, that
Yes.
swirl, the spiral. There's so many different names, so many different names. But
Uh-huh.
if you put it in that pattern, that pattern will automatically interject that healing, and then
Yeah.
pull, you pull in the negativity out.
You know, our heads, when our heads are really talking, I see you out there commenting. When our heads are like cycling around, it's our egos.
Mm.
It's that egoic voice that's saying, oh man, don't let this happen again, or let's expect the worst. Because if we expect the worst can't hurt us. Or what else your ego say?
Your ego tell you a bunch of stuff that's really not true about yourself,
Oh,
you know, because your ego is filled with a lot of worry and doubt and guilt and shame and frustration that you've been kind of holding on, that it feels like it's protecting you from. You know
right.
what I'm saying? But
So, for example, um, well, everybody, gets upset. So I don't need to speak to anybody because, what makes me any different from everybody else. So it's okay for me to isolate and avoid everybody else because my problem isn't that big in comparison to this and that and the third.
Yeah, a lot of people do isolate. You know, what I'm saying? A lot of people
Yeah.
say, man, nah, I ain't. I don't want to, tell nobody my business. So a lot of people have it worse than me. Stuff like that. But if it's affecting you, if you're, you stressed or those kind of things, then hey, it's good to kind of look for things that's going to help you reconnect back to that fluent self, which is you. You know what I'm saying? It could be hard at times. Though. It
Yeah.
can be hard at times.
Yeah. So that's what happens. Like our ego gets really loud and it's unconscious. It's not something that you're consciously aware of. And let me not get on the ego too much because we need it to a certain extent because we're in a physical body that can get bruised and sick and run into things. So you
Mhm.
need your ego to a certain extent to help you along your journey.
Need your ego to help you learn lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Your ego is definitely a lesson builder because see, your ego will go into those things and it will help you learn the lesson that your spirit is trying to teach you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to let the ego control your life. You want to identify what the ego is and create that balance. And that's why we're really talking about balance and being grounded because it's balancing out the ego and the spirit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you can balance those things out, then the freer you feel,
Mm-hmm.
and because the ego will definitely keep you in a state of frustration, it'll keep you in a state of confusion. It's been labeled a lot of different things,
Mm-hmm.
as far as, with Jesus, when he was talking about the devil and things, he was talking about the ego, and the actual devil uses the ego.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which is that's what it's labeled. I mean, so just
That's what
know
it does.
when you're holding yourself back, when you're telling yourself, I can't do this, or oh, this is
Guilt.
happening, all of those things is that ego mind keeping in control of you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it
That's what
is.
it does.
And how many people been controlled through? We all been controlled through. I mean, we all got egos and get frustrated.
Oh, yeah, we all have to deal with these things.
So it's just a balance of every day of us working through it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. We out here, y'all. We don't do this that often. We need to do it more though. We will be.
Definitely need to do it more
Yeah.
often. Like that this was like a spur of the moment kind of thing. Just came up.
Yeah.
So I was ready to jump in. And I'm glad that Jasmine had already got it started for us and everything. I've been focusing a lot on music, really focusing on music. So I've been doing a lot of trying to get my EP going. So that's gonna be dropping on Labor Day. So what I'm saying. So get all my promotions and everything popping for that. So yeah, Summer Source, famous words. You feel me?
Labor Day is streaming on all the
All
platforms. So
platforms, baby.
listen,
Yes,
we're trying to create conscious music. For,
we are.
yes.
We are. Yeah. Really just good music, man. You know what I'm saying? To connect with your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is.
Mhm.
That's really what it is. Just connecting.
Yeah. So if there's any other thoughts out there, let us know what they are before we go, and we can chime in on those things. But we appreciate everyone who's here and
Hmm.
that's checked in with us, all the people that's been with us since day one, our day ones. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Been rolling
Yeah.
with us. And we've been at this for years. Like I really, we definitely ain't new to this. You know what I'm saying? We're not new to. So we started off, and continue to move forward, man. And then got the business, and then those things, as far as being just with caseloads and things like that, kind of keeps us from posting or coming online. But now we're gonna start doing a lot more of it,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to connect with the people again, and that's why I'm doing my music is because that's my voice, you know,
Yeah,
that's my voice. So just know that it's coming. You know
it
what I'm saying?
is.
And it's out, really, it's out now. Famous Words. You can stream that. Live to Die, you can stream that.
Mm-hmm. The beads, if you like crystals and want some pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
Etsy. It's Son of Source beads.
Summer source bead. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, oh, oh.
See, this is very grounding to me because if I'm out and about and I'm feeling it, I can grab my necklace.
Mm-hmm.
And I have rose quartz and citrine, amethyst. Amethyst is great for stress. The beautiful purple stone. And then I got garnet. That's my birthstone. And then I got what else is on here? Carnelian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And also you have amber, which is right here.
amber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Got my bracelets. I got lapis. I got jade,
Mm-hmm.
citrine on there. So yeah, whatever works for you, whatever resonates with you. You know, if you like to knit, I have clients that love to knit and they keep some of their items with them so they can hold it and squish on it and do whatever they do. That helps ground them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever you like to do,
Hmm.
whatever your hobby is, that's what you do, man.
Yeah.
You start adding more time to those things, man, to ground you. If you feel like you're ungrounded, then those are the things that'll remind you of your peace, of your happiness, of
Hmm.
your power.
That's it.
Especially if you're creative. If you're a creative person, then you definitely, if whatever you were creating, whatever you were doing, hey, get back at it.
Hmm. All right, out there. Well, Myers Life.
Man's life, son
All
of source. Yeah.
right.